to make acting a profession or not, that is secondary consideration. The primary thing, which the purpose for which seniors today is organizing this acting workshop is using the secret of acting, using the skill of acting. Can we learn to relate? Can we learn to be honest about our own emotions? Can we learn to express our emotions candidly? Can we understand other person's expression? See, you can live your life, you can exist in life without relating to anybody. You can exist. But if you want to make your life, you have to necessarily learn to relate. You have to learn to relate. And communication is a very powerful tool for learning how to relate. And acting is a dramatic expression of your own communication. A lot of people have joined in today. Anybody who has joined in today for the first time, please go to the chat box, put in your name and put in your contact number. Our coordinator here, Ms. Archana, will write it, note it down so that next week onwards, next session and all our sessions, the SMS blast and information blast will reach you. It's not a spam, it will be proper communication. So last week, we introduced the Navarasas. I introduced the Navarasa. In the Navarasa, the first rasa I introduced was Adbhut rasa. Adbhut, wonder. How do we express wonder? And when you express wonder, what happens to your body language? What happens to your voice? What happens inside? These are the three things we have to check. So when you express wonder, the eyebrows go up. Wow. And all the lines curve upwards. And the voice assumes something like wow, a certain silence. Imagine you go down to, you are able to go up all the way to Kailash Parbat and stand there. And when you see that sunshine on the Kailash Parbat, you say, wow, that expressions come out of it. It is called Adbhuta, wonder. And in the same way, we are now going to explore the second emotion today. The second emotion is bhaya. Now, before we go into exploring those emotions, I would like each one of you to say, let's say a movie is one example. Yes, welcome, Geeta and Nareshji, welcome. I've noted down your number. And when you get your turn to speak, please introduce yourself with a little bit of your background. I'll start with the first person on my screen on my left, Mr. Raman. And the question which I'm going to ask this question to each one of you in that order is, what is your experience of bhaya? Your either reading experience or a movie experience. First these two, then we'll go into personal experience. Okay, so we'll start with Raman sir. What movie you saw?
1 minute, I will just close the door. So
okay, you will close the door and come back. Yeah. So when he is afraid, he doesn't want others to know. Yeah.
You want me to?
You don't want anybody to know that you are afraid. Good.
No, I don't want that external noise to come.
Very nice. So, Mr. Raman, our expressions today, first thought sharing will be, what movie or what scene or what did you see which gave you the feeling of, the real feeling of bhaya? There are movies. Let's start with the movies. Over to Raman.
Yeah, okay. I have seen quite a few horror movies. But the one I would remember most is that climax scene in Hitchcock's Psycho.
Can you describe the scene? I want that scene described with full emotion.
Of course, I don't know whether I should recite the synopsis of the story.
No, just the scene. Just the scene.
Just the scene.
Just the scene.
It is an isolated house. a very dark looking, sinister looking house. In the middle of the night, there is moonlight, very big, and the hero slowly walking in. Not hero, it's a woman actually walking in, not knowing what she is going to find. She slowly climbs up and stairs, and then she sees an old woman sitting in a chair facing in the opposite direction. She knows the name of the person. So she goes, touches her bag and says, Mrs. Bates. And then that revolving chair turns round. Okay. It is not a woman. It is the stuffed corpse of the woman who has been dead for a long, long time. And the background music and the expectation, the silent surroundings, it gives you such a jolt that even the film producer came initially and said, if you feel like screaming, scream. Otherwise, you may put yourself in danger. And it was almost true. That was a very unforgettable moment of the intensity of the fear that one experienced. Thank you.
Yes. Wonderful. Excellent. Excellent. So the words used, sinister, something mysterious, something which is not easily explained. Darkness in a black and white, isolated house. So as you hear these expressions, a sense of bhaya starts going inside. And obviously, if you notice the body language, something will happen. Your eyes will grow bigger. The pupils will grow bigger to admit more light. The nostrils will expand so that you can take more oxygen. Your mouth will open so that you can take more oxygen. Your hand will grip on some kind of support, or it will come to the mouth to stifle a scream. Now, this is how, if you have to act in a horror scene, these are the overall pointers. But when you act in the scene, you have to bring your creativity. The typical Indian thing is there'll always be a scream and a lot of jang, 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 jang in the background. Whereas in other genres, yes, Mr. Patrick, welcome. Please welcome. Welcome, Patrick. And please put in your contact number there. It'll be wonderful to keep in touch. Okay. So that's nice. Thank you, Raman. I'm now moving to Jairam. Jairaman is to my right on my screen. So Jairaman, would you share with me some movie or something in which you saw a horrific experience, a horror scene portrayed?
Yeah, it was one Tamil movie, Yarni. Okay. Yarni. Okay. There, actor Jay Shankar and Jayalalitha, they were acting. And it is regarding some more what you call ghost like. Okay. And this also, like Raman said, it's isolated building. When they are going to find out, when they're reaching the door, there's a sound will come. The door will open by its own. So when we saw that, so we will be watching the movie and the midnight there will not be any light, only screen light will be there. And as you were mentioning, and we'll be holding that chair. And what is going to happen next when the door is opening? And people are entering into that with a fear. Then after entering, then the door will close by again. They will be entering and the door will get closed back again. Then they will look to the back. Oh, what happened? Door is closed. Something they will get the fearingness and the sweating will start. Again, they reach to the main door of the house. And they will just, before they knock it, the door will get opened. So that scene was, felt by me when I watched that Yarn. It was long time back. And recently I saw the Nayandara's movie and one-time movie in that. They will making the film show they will be watching, but simultaneously it will happen outside also. Some movie I don't remember. That's recently only I watched it. Then the English serial, some famous serial I watched. I don't know, remember the serial. So this is my feeling when I watch the Yarni. That's good. I remember that.
Yeah. Again, reinforcing lonely, I mean, isolated place, perhaps darkness or semi-darkness, certain paranormal activities happening. Okay. Now we move on to Mr. Surya Narayana N. Rao. There are two Surya Narayanas. One Surya listening and the other is Surya Narayana Rao.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Please introduce yourself and then please narrate an experience in a movie or in a play or what you read somewhere about a horror or fear, expression of fear.
No, it's for me or other Surya Narayan.
No, this is for you. Our Surya, other Surya Narayana has put it very clearly there. He is saying Surya listening. So I will ask him only finally if he wishes to speak.
What do you expect me to do, or what is my part of joining here?
Okay. Yeah, you can tell me what's your expectation first.
Yeah.
Give a brief background about yourself.
Yeah.
And then you can narrate a scene you saw in a movie or in a play which had the emotion fear or horror.
Sure. See, I really interested in acting more on the emotional way of expressions.
Okay.
People really nowadays much bothered about after money or name, something like that.
Okay.
When the real emotions comes to the part of the life, it is really, it will come to an awareness to everyone that how a man has really come out with so many difficulties in the life and how God is really helping us, whether he is not helping us, or how the association of the family or the society or the neighbors, that how the reactions once a part of a scene like sorrow or sin appears suddenly. What is the emotion? How they react it? Individual experiences and their individual expressions really will be different from person to person. It's all that personality, how they come out or grown up from the family. And in fact, I have seen so many movies, especially in Kannada and Hindi, like when a married daughter, how departed from the family with the parents, and all of a sudden she will, most of the time, nearly on an average 20 to 22 years, this daughter will be with the parents, and suddenly she will be decided to apart from the parents. How that reaction of that parents as well as the daughter. On the other part, whereas the groom, everyone will be thinking it's an event, a great event, how to go about it, how to please all the invitees, all such things they will be thinking of it. Whereas the bride, and as well as the parents, how deeply they are really controlling their way. After so many years, she has to be sent out the other place. These emotions, expressions will be different from person to person. Once I just share with you a joke. This particular event, a small child was seeing all these situations. The bride is crying, parents is crying, the groom is not crying, he is happy like. A child asked to the parent, why groom is not crying, everybody is crying. Then the parent says, he will cry after marriage. See,
रोना शुरू होने वाला है.
शुरू होने वाला है बाद में, after a marriage. See, like emotions added to so many other combinations, so many elements, so many.
Sorry to interrupt you, Mr. Rao, but
Yeah.
Where is the fear element here? There is uncertainty. See, when you are talking about a bride going away to her husband's house, the parent separation,
Correct.
there is an emotion here called birha, separation. But
Separate.
today's dominant emotion is bhaya. What is the bhaya? What is the fear?
Fear for the parents is, we don't know my particular daughter will live happily with the.
But is that fear? Would you like to call it fear? Okay, we'll keep it
A
as
sort
fear.
of a fear will be there.
I'm talking about fear when you are confronted. For instance, I'll share with you an occasion. I was working in the Reserve Bank of India.
Yeah.
I was a currency officer there. In one particular vault of mine, somebody called from below and said, "Sir, there is a huge difference of balance."
Yeah.
The difference in balance was running to 200 crores. That was when the fear, the heart literally stopped.
Oh.
Because I know not in one Janma, in the next 10 Janmas, I will never be able to repay. And if things go wrong, I will spend the rest of my life in Tihar jail.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when that happens, can you describe what happens in your system then? Something, a lump comes up here. The whole mouth is dry. Words are gone, yet you have to remain confident. So does it happen when the daughter goes away?
In other example, I can put like this. When we were sleeping at the home in the night, all of a sudden a sort of a sound will create.
Yeah.
So obviously we have to get up and peep on the window or something like that. So in that situation, sometimes it so happens we are unable to get up. We wanted to shout, but the sound is not coming out from the mouth. I'm so much of taking myself courage.
Something
choke. And really I will be myself a tough time to come out of the choke and cry or shout so that others can get up. Because it's so silent on that particular time. The sound which creates a fear, and obviously we think that somebody has already entered in the home and creating something. So this fear is very difficult to control ourselves. That's much I can tell you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. We'll move a little further. We have choice of 2 languages here. You can speak in English or you can speak in Hindi.
Very
good. Some people are not familiar or maybe find it difficult to express the correct words in English.
Yes.
So you are also welcome to. I literally throw the follower open to all the languages, but we have a problem because we don't understand all the languages. But if you want to use a specific expression in your mother tongue or in any other language, please translate it into Hindi or English. I now move to Ajay Rai. Ajay Rai, please share some experience, even a movie or a novel that you read, which brings out the emotion of fear. आप हिंदी या इंग्लिश में बोल सकते हैं.
अभी तो ऐसा कोई ऐसा ध्यान में नहीं आ रहा है.
आपको कभी डर नहीं लगता है क्या?
नेक्स्ट आप चांस दीजिए.
कुछ ऐसे लोग हैं जिनको इंडिया में रहने को डर लगता है, आपको डर नहीं लगता है?
हाँ, ये बात मानते हैं कि सब आजकल जो जैसा बॉलीवुड में और उसका जो चल रहा है.
I don't want to go into that subject. वो डर के बारे में बात.
अच्छा, डर के बारे में.
Otherwise that subject is a very vast one. बहुतों को तो आजकल बहुत डर लगने लगा. I don't know. क्या डर है? What is this डर? What will happen? So ये डर के बारे में कुछ बोलिए and give me your personal experience of that, if there is anything.
So डर के बारे में बस इतना लगता है कि being an elder in the family, eldest in the family, like I have 2 sons and my 2 daughter-in-law and my 2 We all living in a different, my elder son living in Chandigarh, I am living in Udupi, Karnataka. But even then we have an interaction of every day, day to day. But sometimes what happened, we comment on some particular personal matters. Like कोई बड़े बेटे के साथ कुछ बात हो रही है उसकी डॉटर वाइफ के साथ, या अपने छोटे बेटे के साथ उसकी वाइफ के साथ हो रही है, तो वो एक फियर सा होता है कि मैं अब बड़ा ध्यान से बोलूं कि ऐसा कि मैं माई वाइफ दोनों हम लोग बड़ा इसको मतलब डरते हुए बोलते हैं कि हमें ऐसा कुछ शब्द ना बोल दे कि बच्चों में आपस में कोई उनके डिस्प्यूट या कुछ हो जाए, तो ये एक छोटा सा डर है बेसिकली. और बट एज आई माई ओल्ड रिगार्डिंग I was born and I am having my 3 brothers and we are 6 brothers and sisters. अरे वाह. तो हमारे फादर जो है वो बड़ी बोल्डली सबको 6 को बिठा के और हमारे को हर तरह से वो कमेंट कर देते थे, बता देते थे और सारे फॉलो भी करते थे. आज थोड़ा सा ये एक फियर है. You have to be very.
I want you to explore this fear. What is this fear?
एक्सप्लोरेशन में जैसे कि उनकी जैसे सपोज उनका कोई पर्सनल दे आर डिस्कसिंग देयर ओन मैटर, तो उसमें हमें इंटरफेयर नहीं करना चाहिए. ये अगर हम कर देते हैं तो वो एक फियर सा हो जाता है कि उनके आपस में
क्या फियर. To tell your son you are not doing things correctly, what is the fear? I want you to touch that. तभी जाके हम solve कर पाएंगे problem. What is the fear? And that fear, you express it to your wife or somebody. How do you express? वहीं जाके genuineness of emotion आता है ना. How does your voice change? What happens?
हाँ, वो एक्चुअली क्या होता है कि लेडीज और जेंट्स में थोड़ा सा यही डिफरेंस आता है कि they can't digest the things very easily.
You know, there are some ladies here. They will speak for themselves.
हाँ, या तो सामने बोल देंगे या फिर नहीं बोलेंगी तो वो खुद अंदर ही अंदर कुड़ेंगी. अच्छा? कि मैंने ये बात सुन के और ये चीज का मैंने रिप्लाई टाइमली क्यों नहीं दिया.
अच्छा. एक लाइब्रेरी में एक बार क्या हुआ था, there was a gentleman who went and asked, where do I get a book how to understand women? तो लाइब्रेरियन ने बोला आप फिक्शन सेक्शन में देखिए, शायद. So I'm moving on now. I'm moving on to the next person in my screen, Kanta.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
And she will share. Initially, we will share from a movie scene so that we are able to fit into a certain pattern. From that, we will take it into personal. Okay, yes, over to you, Kanta. Are you there? Kanta is not yet there. We'll go to Mehndi Parmar. Are you there? Leena Mehta, are you there? Whoever is there, I would like the person to come online.
आवाज थोड़ी कम आ रही है, सर लो आ रही है. Can you increase the volume?
है तो maximum volume है. Internet stable है, unstable है. Now it's okay. Is it okay? There's a problem with the internet. I'm moving. I'm asking people.
I don't want to use my headphone every time.
Yeah. Even I'm trying to avoid using headphone. I'm trying to get people who are. I see their names to speak. Okay, Kanta, Mehndi Parmar, Leena Mehta, Narendra Shah, Prakash Madnani, Krishnaveni Velur, Shanmuga Priya. Anybody who's free can speak.
I can speak.
Please do. Go ahead. Speak.
So, my personality, I have a pictorial memory. I see something, then I remember it for a long time. Like from my childhood, everything like a scene I remember. So I avoid seeing the ghost movies or even the very super thrillers, even if it is like a crime thriller or murder, detective, those things, because that scene will lost in my memory. Unwantedly, unnecessary times it will appear. Example, I am alone in my home at night, randomly that will come. Oh no, why the hell I watched that recently? It is disturbing me. That is some kind of fear. Then how will I try to avoid? I try to divert. okay, I don't tell my mind, don't think about it. Rather, I start reading a book or seeing a song on a TV. It's like voluntarily switching the mind to think something else. That is like, so I read many books, but not a super detective I can read. But that too involves so much murder, explain scenes, I won't. Because when I read, I try to create a scene in my mind, right? So I don't like those kind of books, movies, horror. Horror is next level, right? The super thrillers which involve a detailed murder also I will avoid.
Okay. So
that is
because of your
movie.
photographic memory.
Yes. For some people, they tell I remember, I forget everything. That is like sabam. But for me, I remember everything. That is my sabam, according to me.
Okay, good. Okay, fine. I remember everything. Yeah.
But I try to remove that part where it becomes that not a good thing to remember. So I learned from my one of the psychologist doctor. Don't try to think I need to forget. Rather divert your mind. When you avoid thinking about it, that's when it will go to forget.
I would like to ask you a question. You are afraid of something. How would you express it to someone you trust? There is fear, unknown fear. Let's say you want to talk to your mother. How will you express it? That's the emotion I'm working on.
So even if I think too much about my future, I lose sleep. Then my mom asks, why you didn't sleep last night, right? Then I'll tell random thoughts. Then my mom asks, what random thoughts? I fear about my future, the uncertainty, what will happen. It's like we are humans, right? Some days you will be very high on emotion to handle. Some days you go low, then you okay. What will happen if mom is not there, dad is not there? Who will be there for me? What I need to do? Going to work, earning money. After that, what? That big question mark. Then I'll tell to my mother, பயமா இருக்குமா என்ன நடக்கும்னு தெரியல. So it is, I don't know what the future unfolds, but sometimes it brings me a lot of fear.
Yeah. Then essentially we are working on how to express that fear, because fear retained in the system can cause a lot of problems. Okay. Can you express that? Can you honestly tell somebody, I am afraid? I am afraid. Because many of us beyond a certain age are afraid to say, I am afraid. I am afraid.
I about the movies, ghostal scenes, right? I tell to even to my nephew, my brother's son, hey, I am afraid of the scenes. Please reduce the volume. I'm going to not seeing the scene. Even the Gantara movie, whenever that sound came, I was like closing. We three went, two of my nephews and I. They were pulling my leg, but I told it's okay. You pull me however you want, but I'm afraid.
How many of you have seen horror movies like this? A lot of us have seen horror movies like
my dictionary of horror movies, I always see like this.
Yes.
Close ears and also eyes.
Inputs, yeah. You're closing all the inputs. Wonderful. Nice. Happy. Let's move. Anybody who's willing to speak now?
May I ask a question, please?
Yeah, please do, Raman.
Yes.
No, say fear, terror, deep worry, anxiety.
Yeah.
They seem to be first cousins, something like that.
Yeah.
Only shades of difference, the degree of the emotion. Are we discussing how to handle fear, or are we discussing how body in fear can be expressed in body language as a help to acting, good acting?
Yes, I am leading to that. I am leading to that understanding the emotion well and using appropriate body expression, body language, voice modulation, eye expression to express it either in our acting sessions and theater related sessions. That's one objective. The other objective is to convey an honest opinion, honest communication. Two, one is for the purpose of acting. Can you use the right body language? Like she said, Sharma Priya said, action. Do you think a man expresses differently? Let's listen to a lady, Krishnaveni Madam. You talk about the question of fear.
Good morning, all. I came little late, but now I'll tell you, as Shanmugapriya told, even I am really scared to see ghost movies, horror movies. I don't see, as you said, when that thinking will come when we are alone. So most of the time I avoid it. But my children know sometimes for a fun, they make me, this is a fun movie, joke movie like that. I used to watch it. But when I'm alone, this thinking will come and I'm really scared to be in the, inside the house. I just wanted to go out. That happens sometimes.
How would you suppose I'm making you act in a horror scene and I only want you to show an expression of fear. How would you show? Okay. So the general thing, hiding the eyes. Yeah. Good. Okay. I go to Raman sir. Raman sir, how do you show her? Fear. Okay. Show me. Fear she has shown. Show me anxiety. Anxiety. Okay. Covering the mouth. Is there any other expression? Jayaraman, anxiety. Yeah. Biting. They say, bite your nails to the bone. That's the expression used, anxiety. India is leading 1-0, last 3 minutes to win the World Cup. Imaginary 2030 World Cup. India is in the final, leading 1-0. They are playing 4 minutes extra time. Okay. Opposite side is Morocco, all wild Rakshasas. And 4 minutes. Don't you see that? I would like you to show this expression. Okay. Yeah. Anybody who can come online, anybody who can come, I would like to see, and I would like you to show it in your eyes. How will you show?
I am no good in acting. Sorry.
Yeah, we'll make you act, not to worry. Jairam is a wonderful actor. Anybody else who would like to come online? Yeah, Mehdi Parmar, Narendra Shah, Prakash Mandani, Meenakshi Chokshi. I would like you to come on the camera and show me in your eyes fear. Because the build-up we gave, Psycho and Exorcist and all these movies are only to give you that fear feeling. Psycho was a fear of unknown. Exorcist was all gold. Face distortion, spitting and things like that. These days it has become more of disgusting kind of thing. Anybody would like to come online and show me in your eyes? I want to see it in your eyes. Horror in your eyes. Okay. And okay, till again, I know it's a little, people are a little hesitant because there is a self-consciousness. Say, what will people think of me? And that's one of the reasons which people hesitate to come on stage. Here we are on what you call Zoom, and nobody will remember you. Okay, because immediately after the show, people will go to something else. They'll forget you. So therefore, you need not fear that. So please, if you can come on, it will be very nice. Okay. Okay. How do you show it in your voice modulation? Fear. What happens? Voice modulation during
scream.
Scream. Yeah, scream.
Trembling voice.
Yeah, and they say, kampan, nadakam. The voice, there is a tremor in the voice. And words do not come out. Dryness in the throat. Okay. So these things to be explored. And quite simply, if it is in a movie scene, you can play the background. They can be shown. But some people, in some genres of movie making, they don't use so much of noise. This is a fact. Come. Okay. Now, you talked about a movie scene. Let us go to a real life situation. A real life situation in which you came across something horrifying, something fearful. Were you able to note the changes in your system? And can you recall how you reacted in that system, in that situation? That's what I would like you to check. We'll start with Raman. A real life situation, okay?
Real life, okay.
And how did you react?
That intensity.
Are you able to go through these emotions and play back those emotions?
I don't know. I rather I have to search for it. It is not that in real life there was not much fear. When I was very young, I was taking a shortcut to my village, and I was going alone. It was early in the morning. As I was walking along the river bank, I had to pass a body burning on a fire. Okay. Oh. There was nobody there, the so-called Vetian, the caretaker was not there. The body was simply burning. I looked at it from a distance and I had to go near and cross. I was very, very, very afraid. My legs were trembling. My mouth went dry. It was as though I would just swoon and fall flat. And there I gritted my teeth and walked with very firm steps, 1, 2, 3, 4, only 10 more steps, something like that. Don't look to your right, don't look to your right, I was telling myself. And when I crossed that part of the place, I turned right and looked at it, okay? Irresistible, let us say. You see, with all that fear and terror and anxiety and worry, there is still that eagerness, that desire to see. So I turned, looked at it, and then stopped for a moment, was trembling all over. Then I rationalized it. Oh, it is nothing. It is just a dead person burning. He is not going to get up and talk to me. And then I scampered off. I walked very fast on my way. That is the only thing I remember. The dryness of the mouth and the sinking sensation, as though you are going to swoon, and the voice failing you. Blood drains out of your face. It drains out of your face. Blood drains out of your face, which makes you more and more.
Suppose I have to make you act this. What will I have to do? What will I have to do?
Not in a drama, because the
I can't make the blood drain, so I have to put white makeup.
Yeah, maybe I have to just look at it with widened eyes and open mouth in the expression, drawing probably more oxygen in the process, something like that. But in drama, this won't sell, because in movies, you can take a dead tight close-up and show the expression. If you are acting in a play, your fine expressions in face are not going to help. It is your arms and your voice and your movement that is going to express it. So you have to say, how am I going to? Just clasp your hands to your mouth, as though you are stifling a scream, and then just order.
Moving over to Jera.
Yeah.
Real life experience, and are you able to even reproduce and show it?
There are two experiences during my stay in Ahmedabad. It was, I think, I had been to 1991 to 2001 in Ahmedabad, and 95, 96 I bought a flat, and around night after 12 to 2, the door, there was always a noise used to listen. We do not know what is the noise, and I came to the close to the door and see what is the noise, and the door will keep on tuck. Voice will come like this, but I not, because that is happening below the door, but through the high wall I cannot see what is happening, but I couldn't see nobody is there outside. That much I am sure. And 2 o'clock, we will just, myself, wife, go to the door close and see that, and we will murmuring ourselves. We will murmur, hey, what is going to be? Hey, what is this? I don't know what is happening out. So 3-4 days it was continuously happening. We do not know what to do. And one fine day, I saw there was a gap underneath of the door, main door. I saw some ducks. See, normally they used to come here only. See, I was in the 3rd floor. And those dogs came and sleeping in me, and when it is turned towards the other side, so it was hitting my door. So I noticed only underneath of my door, okay, it was happening the dog only. Then only I got relieved, myself, wife, because what happens is 1 week it was happening, we do not know what to do. And the second experience is that when the earthquake came, the 2001, that Bhuj experience came, and I was sitting on that chair. We got up early morning, and we wanted to. That was the 26th January, Republic Day. So my my family planned tsunami. No, earthquake.
Okay.
Earthquake in Bhuj. That affected
Bhuj.
all of
Okay.
Gujarat in Bhuj. And we wanted to plan visit somewhere else before I came to Chennai. So we got early morning. My wife prepared everything, and I was relaxing on that chair which was near to my door. And all of a sudden, what happened? My wife had a little headache because of got up early morning, and she was laying, keeping her head on my lap, and I was okay, resting. And all of a sudden, my leg started, shaking. I was wondering why it was shaking like this. My wife told him, "Ma, don't shake your head. Already I'm having headache." I told her, "I am not shaking." And my on the other lap, my second son was on my other lap, and both were started on their own shaking. And all of a sudden, my daughter from other room, she was crying for something else, and she came out running, saying that, "Papa, see the fridge is dancing. I don't know what is happening in the fridge." He did not check me what is happening. And after that, it's all, I am telling you in a minute or 30 seconds, 40 seconds, it's all happened in 45 seconds. And I started tilting like this from my, I am just against my wall, I am just dancing like this. I didn't wear any only bunny, I think I was wearing off bunny, and I was wearing it, and it was still January, everything was there. Then only struck me, Chalo Bako, it was earthquake. I did not experience any earthquake, and I only read somewhere else earthquake. Sometime in the history we read it, so we did not feel anything. Only on the day, immediately struck me, Chalo Bago, earthquake. I only started. I did not take my daughter, and I did not bother who came with me. Only yes, and I'm holding my wife, and my son is there with me. I did not know what happened to my daughter, who cried with me, and I think she went below, from third floor to down floor, and she went ahead of us. I did not notice it. And the building started cracking like this, like this. It was just tilting like this, left and right, left and right. So 1.5 feet this way and 1.5 feet this way. We couldn't come down very properly. Only by dancing, we just reached the floor. And on the, it was we had 6 blocks. In between, there was a gap, like park. And all the, all the people came out, and they gathered over there. And just that what is the floor, that earth, it was just shivering like this, and we do not know what to do. It was just shivering, and we are all shivering, and nobody was wearing the proper shirt, whatever, overtaking bath, they were off the track. Those who over, whatever is the condition, they came out like this, and the building started cracking.
Yeah, lovely, nice.
And I could notice that the powder coming from the joining, the powder is coming. So we could notice, see, if that all the blocks were crushed, actually, I would not be talking to you by this now. Okay. The people who lived there, who lived over there, all the 224 flats, saw this second life for all the people in our particular apartment. And what happened? And only 5 minutes they given time. Everybody should go to the top and take their own chapel, own shirt for them. Only one fellow to go per family. And we all, everyone, in my family, I went top third floor. I just throw it, whatever I wanted. And whatever she made ready food also, I immediately took it outside. And we all gathered in one of the school, and we arranged everything, chapati for others, because we came to know the total damage after 2 hours, what is happening. Even in front of our apartment, 2 floors has gone down, 2 floors with a marriage party. All the party came down, crashed down into the earth. And it is all, see, I only felt with the family, the second life. I did not see, lucky, I did not see the people who were hanging on the, whatever that iron bar or that floor or electric pole, whatever it is. This all happened very worst after we came to know the 2 hours. Lucky that I did not see all those things. By fearing the feeling itself, we are the shock. Okay. But suppose had we seen those bodies, So one is with the cramped body, head crashed one, and eye is gone it, and leg is gone. And we would not have, got proper life after that. That is a feeling, and the worst effect during the earthquake, what we had experienced this. And 3 months we struggled to come out of this. We were all sleeping outside our apartment. I put my children somewhere else, but my child told me at the rate of, they were 3 years old. They said, Papa, no separation. We will sleep wherever you are sleeping, or you come with us. No sleeping separate. If you are going, we'll go together. If you are serving, we will serve it together. That's what my family, my children were telling me. We were sleeping in the car. One of the owner who was a neighbor to me were sleeping. And what happened after the shock only, we will immediately give observation in the car when we sleep. After observation, it will slide, jerking also the car, we can feel it. And we will immediately come out. We have to immediately come out from the car and see that this is the after earthquake shock. So many people died after earthquake shock, after shock only. So this is my worst experience during the life, the second life. So after that 20 years, I enjoyed my life, and I am also talking to you people and a good team, all the things. So thanks to God. Okay.
See, what we have been doing for some time now, last 15 minutes, is narrating.
Yeah.
Okay, you're narrating, you're feeling the whole thing. But the actual purpose is display.
Display, yeah.
When you're narrating, are you able to display fear in your voice? Okay, in your expressions? That constitutes the element of good acting.
Okay, right, very good.
The only problem here in our forum, this is our third session, is in every session, I have a fresh set of people, except for a handful. So the person who comes in the first session has not come in the second and third session.
Yeah.
Suppose I want, my idea was in the first session, I'll teach you Adbhuta Rasa. The second, I will explore Adbhuta Rasa. And in the third session, I'll make people act Adbhuta Rasa. But the people who went through Adbhuta Rasa are not present today.
Oh.
Okay. Now I've gone through Bhaya. Now next week, okay, can two of you, any two of you, assure me that you will be present? And the two of you from different screens, 2 or 3 or more, will have to act out, write your own script, okay, and act out a fearful scene among 2 or 3, or even I'm okay with mono acting. Okay, but the only problem is, see, the continuity of the session is being affected because I'm not getting a steady audience. The only way to get a steady audience is perhaps to charge a fee. Because when we tell them it's free, one fellow says, "Arey, free hai, jab marji jayenge." But suppose I tell them 5,000 rupees, they will say, "I have paid 5,000 at least for that purpose I should." So any skill learning requires continuity. Listening to stories doesn't need continuity. You can listen to a recording. But unless you are the participant, like first session I had a set of participants. Second session, 2 from the first came and we had a new set of participants. The third time now I'm seeing a whole lot of new people today. Jayesh, Gandhi, Padmanabhan, and so many people. And of course our Dignity Foundation members. And I don't know what's in store next week. So as a result, our continuity is being affected, and I'm able to rely, I have to only ask you about silly things like movie scenes and things. Okay, before we actually close down, I've got another 5 to 10 minutes with you. I would like any one of you to actually act it out for me. I will give you a situation. Fear of dogs. A lot of people have that. Lot of people have that. Fear of dogs. Okay, I'll give you the situation. Think for a minute and act it out for me. You are going to visit somebody. The person says, come at 8 o'clock. And as you reach the place, that particular street has a lot of street dogs. And you know how street dogs are. There are a lot of street dogs. You will have to actually either act it out or show it in your facial expression or use the right kind of words in about 2 to 3 minutes to express or even narrate But when you're going to narrate, I want you to narrate with expressions. Okay, street, fear or street. You are supposed to, I call you, you are coming to my house today, read. Of course, in my colony, there we have got one or two. But there are some places. I used to have a driver in Chennai. He will say, sir, please release me before 8 o'clock. I said, why? He'll say, sir, if you release me after 8, all the street dogs in my locality come to life. And entering my street is a trouble because all of them chase me. So that fellow had a genuine fear. I know people who have a genuine fear of dogs, insects, or so on. So any one thing, either I would preferably talk about fear of dogs, street dogs, fear of, if you have traveled alone, you're caught in a huge airport and traffic jam, you don't know whether you will reach in time. Imagine, you are in Bangalore, we are familiar. I remember going to Indonesia once. I told them, how long will the airport? They say anything between 1 to 5 hours to reach the airport. From Jakarta city to the airport. They said anything between 1 to 5 hours. What if your plane leaves and your visa expires? What kind of fears you go through? I would like you to explore this. This is what constitutes the real element of bringing out your acting capacity. Need not necessarily be a horror scene. You need not see skeletons. You need not see ghouls and ghosts. Horror is explained in simple way. That's what I'm driving at. But unless we have a continuous audience, like Rama has come today, Rama Gopal Krishnan, she's coming a little late. We would have to actually see the expressions. In fact, 3 sessions are over. Next week, 24th is pre-Christmas. We'll see the convenience. What we are planning is on the 27th of this month, December, evening around 5:30. We are having a show. It is called Mehfil-e-Masti. Okay, where there'll be a lot of things on display. There'll be antakshari, there'll be karaoke singing, there'll be poetry, there'll be quizzes, and we're going to have a big show. That's going to be on 28th. And I want all of you to enroll for that. You will get messages. Please enroll. And for the coming year, 2023, seniors today has a lot of events for you. Okay, yoga, meditation, acting, storytelling, okay, karaoke singing, antakshari. If you yourself want to present something, you want to share thoughts with the audience. So many things are on display. And it is not just seniors, it's called seniors today, that it's a seniors talent which will be on display. But I'm happy that youngsters like Shanma Upriya has come. She's a very young person and she can appreciate the role of what seniors can do. So I would like a lot of people to join on 27th, okay? And on this acting front, it's very, very important that if you really want to, see, Mehfil-e-Masti has already come in. Farewell 22 and welcome 23. That's what we are going to do. And it's already there. You can register there. And it's going to be a big show, just about a week or 10 days away from now. 28th of December, 5 p.m. in the evening. It'll run for roughly 2 hours program. And you will see a lot of variety. And you could also come in and give us suggestions. Like, this is what I want. That's why first day when we did this acting thing, I took a feedback. What is it that you expect from this show? So all the people who said, what is it that I expect? None of them came in the second one. So in the second session, I do, what is it that you expect? The third one, we have a fresh set of people. So every week, I'm only handle expectations. My fear is at the end of 6 sessions, I would have only done expectations handling and no delivery. Okay, so that is something important. When we plan to do this acting workshop is something serious. In fact, I wanted to actually take you through a storytelling workshop. Tell you how to tell a story and make you tell a story. But there's a continuity is essential. It's not an entertainment show where you can come one day and not come the other day. Perhaps, I'll discuss with the team and see if we can charge you a fee. The fee will be refunded if you attend all the classes.
Good.
That's a good thing. Yeah. I'll charge you in advance. And if you attended 90% of the classes, we'll refund the fee. Every day we'll refund something. Let's say I charge you 2,000 rupees. Every day I'll refund 500 rupees. So you will come at least knowing that I'll get back 5. Maybe it's a good idea. So we'll work on all that. And I thank all of you who have been present here. But I want you to keep this in mind. One, for an acting workshop, very important, everybody has to be on camera. You can't learn acting without being on camera. It will be like not a black and white movie, only a black movie. It won't work. Everybody has to be on camera. And everybody's face should be properly lighted. Okay. Unless I'm able to see your expression, I can't really find out what your eyes are speaking. It's essentially about speaking with your eyes. When your eyes speak, I have to display voice modulation. I am afraid. I'm worried. There has to be a baritone there, a grave note there. Wow! Adbhutras. Afraid. I don't know what will happen. There are gravity. All this forms a part of expression. And like Raman very correctly said, in a stage show, you can always scream, what is happening? And expect people to understand that it is there with a big background. Because stage music, stage is not like that. But when you are on a short screen, which is getting you into close-ups, and the way fear has been expressed over the movies, over in writing, we should be able to identify the difference. And somebody said every day they only show isolation. Have you seen expression of fear in a big place? If you see Jurassic Park Part 2 or a huge creature coming, judgment, something like that. Then there's a volcanic expression. Then there is something called mass fear. We should be able to explore how do people react in mass fear situations? How
Earthquake.
Earthquake kind of situation, towering inferno kind of situation, a tsunami kind of situation. How do you react when you're in an individual situation? You are abducted, okay? A man's abducted. A lady is abducted. All these situations, we can have, the sky is the limit for all of us. So this, what we are trying to do is only purely an experimental thing. But I'm very, what do you call? It's very important that there is continuity. So we will end the day today and wait for the next announcement. In the meantime, please register for the 27th program. We have a whole lot of programs coming. And based on your inputs, you could please share with us on the 27th, the 28th, please. And based on the inputs we get from seniors today, from all the seniors here, we will design our programs for the next, for 2023 and for the 2023. The whole thing is dynamic. You say this is an artist, what do you call, audience determined show. You say this is what we want. We will redesign the show to meet your needs. So thank you very much for being with me. We'll meet again next week. Have a lovely day.